That's what I like to see. That's what I like to hear. I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And then you're recording. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey.
It is the boys and girl.
Nah, it's the boys.
It's the boys in the motherfucking building. It's your boy Joe.
It's that smooth dude Bree.
That smooth dude Bree.
Yes.
And welcome to the first episode of our podcast. The TBD podcast. I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key thinking about just calling it our podcast.
Our podcast?
Niggas, cause I would just be like, yo, listen, you saw our podcast? Niggas say, well, what's it called? It's called our podcast. Nigga, who else got that, babe? Please tell me.
That's so
Damn, what about the fucking Mun podcast? Get off the keyboard.
Right. Disrespectful ass nigga.
How you feel about our podcast?
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little head ass.
That's a little head ass.
Just a little bit, but listen. It took 2 seconds to think of that.
You said
I like that.
you said the JB pod. We gonna call it the BJ. The Blowjob podcast.
Yeah.
The Blowjob podcast.
Can't do that to my reputation like that.
What reputation? What are you talking about? Niggas don't know you for BJs?
That exactly. You seen Ricky and Joe in that BJ podcast?
Niggas say, oh yeah, of course I seen the BJ podcast.
Serious?
Of course I seen the BJ podcast. Actually, you wanna switch mics with me?
Huh?
You wanna switch mics? I might say you're low. You talk lower than me.
Oh.
Or do you wanna keep it? You can keep
It
it.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
I do. That's all I can see.
Next.
But when I was talking, it went all the way up there, and I'm like, oh, I'm being too loud.
Okay, now you're good. All right. So listen, man.
Look at your shit.
I told you I said my voice carries a little bit more. So, but
You in
listen.
this one too.
Welcome to the first episode of the podcast. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. How you feeling today, babe? It's bright and early. Well, it's like almost 12.
I'm okay. It's still bright early. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm feeling okay.
Doing all right.
A little tired.
The kids doing good. Mm-hmm. How's the husband? He all right?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Husband in the kitchen, fine.
I'm glad.
How about you? How you feeling today?
I'm here. I'm here.
Here.
Yes. I'm just a present soul.
Oh man.
I'm just in the booth. We in the booth recording.
How you feel like just here, Joseph?
Because, man, I'm tired. I don't feel good. I'm not hungry. Like, I don't feel like nothing really. I just feel like I'm just here.
So
Yeah.
you down bad right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Low key. But we gonna overcome. You know what I'm saying? So we do. We black people, we overcome.
Okay.
You know.
People.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, in today's episode, we're gonna talk about drugs. The wonderful world of drugs. Have you ever tried any drugs, babe?
Huh?
You ever tried any drugs?
Drugs. I don't even know what those are.
Nah, niggas don't know what drugs are.
Hmm?
Well, listen, for the viewers who don't know, drugs are any illegal or controlled substance that is frowned upon by the United States government, pretty much. They are the ones who decide what is a drug and who is not, and what is not.
So everything.
So essentially everything is a drug. If it comes in a pill bottle, it's a drug. I'm not gonna lie. Even ibuprofen, it's a drug. Advil, it's still a drug.
Damn, I'm popping this shit like nothing.
But listen, because they smaller drugs, you know what I'm saying? They're muscle relaxers, you know. So you're supposed to pop them and then just be like, okay, cool, now I'm mellow. Honestly, ibuprofen and shit like that, it makes you high if you think about it. Not your brain. It doesn't give you like a brain. It doesn't give you like a brain high like how marijuana and stuff does. But like it gives you a body high because like nigga, a muscle relaxer. What the fuck type of shit is relaxing your muscles? Like
Marijuana can do the same thing.
it does, but it also gives you that head high. So you do know what drugs are.
I plead the fifth.
Now niggas plead the fifth. You can't plead the fifth in your podcast. It's a podcast. Ain't no pleading the fifth. You gotta air it out right here. Let's talk about
I
your
just didn't want the feds coming through our window and like, freeze! We got you red-handed.
over some ibuprofen and some weed.
Yes, sir.
No, thank
You'd be
you.
surprised what they do for some
I'll be like, my nigga, there are niggas doing heroin like around the block.
No.
Like you need to go towards the jail. Those are niggas you need to worry about.
Go to the city.
Don't worry about us, bro. We out here. We still paying our bills. We still giving y'all niggas our tax money. Why are you busting through my window right now?
Nigga said, I see the red dot.
That's probably the dot that won't be seen. But listen, man, we're gonna talk about, like I said, we're gonna talk about drugs. And the drug in particular that I want to talk about is just marijuana, babe. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna call it weed again. I don't know why I'm just fucking saying marijuana like I'm a fucking fed.
Because I said that.
I don't know why I'm saying marijuana like I'm the feds,
Marijuana.
but
This is how you know you're serious.
weed. We're gonna talk about weed this episode, right? So, All right, so listen, I'm actually gonna ask you first, babe.
Okay.
What is your stance on weed at the moment? How do you feel about it?
So, damn. Because currently, I'm like, F the weed. Like,
Would you say that you were anti-weed? Like you're against weed? Or?
I wouldn't say that, especially because I was just a user. But it's definitely F the weed. Only because, like, it's not the same. It's not what it used to be.
What it used to be like?
Damn, it used to be like, I don't want to say paradise. That's dramatic.
He said paradise.
But it was nice. It was like that. Like,
Pretty sure that's how niggas describe cocaine. Niggas said, nigga, I was in paradise. Not cocaine. Mushrooms.
Okay.
I was in paradise.
Listen, that might be different. I'm not gonna lie. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say, think of it as like somebody like going to get that nut off, or going like regular people, quote unquote, that go to the store. You know those people that go every morning and go and get like a coffee or something for work. It's like that.
Right.
It's like that routine you add into your day that's like needed, and it's like or like how people drink wine. It's like one of those things for me. So it was my best friend. I'm not gonna lie.
That's your best friend.
It didn't talk back. It helped me and listen to my problems. It was lit. It was great.
Always brought positive vibes.
Always good energy. Like, we didn't care about nothing. And then it's getting to the point where it's like, my nigga, you don't care about nothing at all. What's happening? I can't get with this.
Yeah. It's like that one friend that you hanging out with. You like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You might be a bad person.
Terrible.
Nigga said when I really sit down and think about it, I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I cannot fuck with you. I'm kind of in the same boat when it comes to weed, honestly. Like, I honestly do like weed. Like, if I was rich and I was just like famous and like I had everything that I wanted right now, I would probably smoke all day, every day, because I have no reason not to. Like, if I wasn't working towards any type of goal, or if like, or say like if we had like a business and it was just like we had like employees that were just running it for us, and all we was doing was just like signing checks. Babe, we would be high as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, we would be high as hell. But like, as somebody who's trying to like build something and trying to stay productive and shit like that, and who has bills to pay and stuff like that, weed just kind of became like a little distraction for me. Like, kind of what you were saying about how it's just not the same anymore. It's really just not the same anymore. Like, it got to the point where, I think everybody knows that, like, the more you smoke, you know what I'm saying, your tolerance gets higher, right? But, like, I feel like it got to a point where my tolerance is so fucking high that I'm not even getting high. And I'm like, yo, I'm not going to sit up here and smoke 3 spliffs in 45 minutes just to feel a little buzz so I can get through the day. And, like, I don't like how it made me feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then on top of that, like, I'm not, this new weed that they be giving niggas, yo, when we was talking about it earlier, you saying that there was weed that, like, gave you energy and it made you want to do things. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, you right, because I remember going to the spot and getting me what was it? It was 2 bags of sour, $10. I was chilling, right? Yo, and I would be able to smoke that and just be able to just chill. I could play Fortnite, like but not nowadays. Nowadays, like, you smoking, you just want to die. Like, yo, lately, the past couple times that I've smoked, and I just want to just like melt into the bed. Like, I just wanted to be inside the pillow, be one with the sheets. Like, I kind of wanted to be in the box spring with Mun and just be there. You know what I'm saying?
Box spring. For
everybody who doesn't know, Mun is Bree's cat. Our cat is Bree's cat. But I love Mun too. Our cat.
The box spring.
Yeah, but like it's making me want to just like melt into the bed, and like I'd realize be feeling like stuck. Like I'd be feeling like somebody put like fucking like the fucking fly paper. They put the fly paper on my body and just kind of be stuck like this on the side of the bed.
Niggas a fly.
Like, it's been plenty of times where I've been smacked, right, and I've been like, yo, babe, can you grab this? Cause like not even because I'm lazy, because I honestly cannot. Like, I honestly cannot extend my arm to be like, yo, babe, can you just like just put this on the dresser real quick.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, so I'm actually at a point where, you know, weed is not necessarily my best friend at the moment. I'm trying to actually get off of it. It's day 2 right now.
Listen, he's struggling, but he's doing great.
I'm dying over here.
He's not.
I'm dying over here, my nigga. Yo, I was up till like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was depressed. I was emotional. It was so much going on. Babe, like, yo, I wish I could explain what's going on in my head. Like, it was bad. Like, I felt a heartbeat in my brain. It was just like boom, 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 right? And so like think about it, like think about how so think about you're like laying down, right? And you're trying to clear your mind, and every time you go to clear your mind, something else just like fills in the spot. Like every single time you're like, all right, trying to go to sleep, nope, not yet. Time to go to sleep, nope, not yet. So like that just kept happening over and over, and like for the first 30 minutes, you're like, all right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just my body calming down so I can go to sleep. After 45 minutes, you're like, all right, I'm still chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I can go to sleep now. And the tough part is that I was tired, like, hours before we even started going to sleep. Yeah. So, like, I honestly wanted to go to sleep probably, like, around, like, 11, 12, because I was tired. But not fucking 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. And like I said, so then after, like, an hour and a half, you're just like, yo, my nigga, my brain needs to turn the fuck off. I am ready to go to bed. And then yeah, I don't know if anybody else has ever tried to get off weed. It's got some shitty side effects. Like it makes you irritable. It makes you more irritable. It makes you more susceptible to just everything gets on your fucking nerves. You're just more emotional. It's a lot. It's a lot.
But listen, I think it's a good thing though, because it's the going through the worst to get to the better. Mm-hmm. So
that's kind of what I was thinking about it. Like when I texted you and I was like, all right, I want to quit. Like it really was just to better myself. You know what I'm saying? It was just I want to function better. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I be feeling fake retarded. Like when I'm high, I be feeling fake stupid. I be like, I be talking to you and I'm like, how come I can't like get my thoughts in order so I can just like say what I want to say? I'm just like
You do dumb stuff outside in public.
Yeah, but then I'm just like, all right, forget it, never mind. And like it makes you not care, honestly. Like weed makes you not care. Like and I used to hear that and I'd be like surprised. I'd be like, what do you mean it makes you not care? Like I think that's just you not caring, but it's like real life, like you just don't give a fuck about nothing after a while. Like you don't care about any plans you had, anything like that.
And I think that's like, because then if you think about it, I think that's like, you only see that it makes you not care when you have things to care about. And you're trying to care about them.
Exactly.
Because for man, I wasn't caring about nothing. Just smoking.
Nah, it's a fact. And
I'm okay with that.
Nah, it's a fact though, because when I started smoking 3 years ago, I didn't want to care about anything. Like when I started smoking, I was just coming out of a relationship. So you know what I'm saying? When you get a relationship, you hurting and shit. So you trying to just not feel nothing so you could just go through the days, right? So that was me just smoking. And I was chilling I was chilling for like probably like 2.5 years, honestly. And I've tried quitting before. I tried quitting January of last year, and I did for 2 weeks. Like I was good for 14 straight days. I ain't smoked. Like the urges had went away, but then for some reason on that 15th day, my dumb ass decided to smoke, and then it was wraps from that ever since. But yeah, like but like you were saying, like when you're trying to focus on things and you are trying to like lay out a plan and actually like function throughout the day, you realize like, damn, I really can't be high all day. Shit is stressful. Like you just like, yo, this shit really is fucking with my productivity.
And it's crazy because I think it wasn't last year 2020. I think it was 2019, but I think in 2018, like in the end, maybe the beginning of 2019, I don't know, but that's when my dad found out that I smoked and stuff. And he was kind of like, and this is before like he started like looking into it and finding out the benefits, things like that, because he knew what weed was. Obviously, growing up, grew up in the 70s, 80s, he knew what that was. So,
grew up during the crack era,
right? Like,
he grew up around bigger problems.
Exactly. And I'm like, he always says that he actually, I don't know. Now that I think of it, growing up, he was like, when I asked like, were you smoking weed and stuff, he'd say no, but. I'm fine. Anyways, he was like, I remember him telling me like, listen, like. Cause he would ask me like, how much are you smoking, how often, things like that, and I was telling him like, and mind you, I ain't just started. I probably was smoking like already 1.5 years at that point, but I was smoking every day, like
multiple times a day.
Right. I was spending like $30-$40 on weed a day. Right. So it was like I was smoking so much, and I remember him saying like, you know, you're not rich, you're not somebody who can just do nothing. So I don't know why you think it's beneficial to just be high all day. Right. Because you're not going to be able to do anything. And I was like,
fuck out of here.
Right. I could do everything, anything. I still had a job.
Nigga said, I'm better when I'm high.
No, really.
That's how the shit gets you.
That's really what I was saying. Like, you don't understand that. Like, my mindset is better when I'm high. Like, I just got to be high. And now here it is. I'm a young adult. And I'm coming to my senses, and I'm just like, nah, that nigga was right.
Nigga was on
every
one.
day.
It was
like,
on one.
Yeah.
I think the problem for me is that nobody really ever told me the negative side effects of weed until I was honestly going through them, which was like kind of stupid. Because like, all right, so the first person who found out that I smoked was my dad, right? Because my dad smoked, so it was no problem. He was like, all right, yeah, just no problem. Go ahead and smoke. I'm not gonna tell you not to smoke. Just go ahead and smoke and be careful and stuff like that. He didn't really tell me any negative side effects. And me as a nigga who just started smoking, I'm not about to go and fucking Google them. What am I, a fucking narc? Nah. So I'm smoking, whatever. And then my mom finds out, right? My mom, she's like, okay, I want you to stop, but she's not really giving me a reason to stop. She's not saying, oh, stop for this reason. She's just like, oh, I really think you should stop because I don't want you to smoke. But then I later found out that she fucking smoked. So I was like, all right, you know what? No, you can't do that. You can't sit up here and tell me to do something, and you used to do it back in the day, and not even give me like a valid reason as to why I should stop. You know what I'm saying? But then so what you call it? We're gonna fast forward to what month was it? January, December. It was either December of 2018 or I think it was either November or December of 2018, right? So this is back when I was living with my dad, when I worked in the city, right? For people who don't know, we live in New York. Throw that out there. So yeah, when I was working in the city, I went out to the mall with them one day, and like it was a time where I ain't had that much money when I was working in the city. I'm not gonna lie, if you get a job in the city, I need you to like room with somebody. You need to have no bills, no nothing, because the city is fucking expensive and that shit will bleed you dry. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, spending that. How much is a fucking subway ride? It's like $2.75 now. $2.75 a day, babe. $2.75 a day. Just no, you're right. A ride. A ride just to get to work and back. I'm like, yo, my nigga, I just spent $5.50 just surviving today. Nah, yeah, that shit is stressful as hell. On top of eating, and the job I had was based off commission. So if you wasn't making no sales, you wasn't getting no bread. Yo, what? Nah, I was eating for real, babe. I used to go. I used to go out to work, and they'd be like, "Hey, you got food for lunch?" I'd be like, "No, nigga. I'm gonna figure it out though." You know, shout out to everybody that worked with me when I sold Verizon. But anyway, I was in the mall with them. This is before I came back to Newburgh. I was in the mall with them, and I had smoked in probably like a day or two, right? So I start to feel the withdrawal symptoms, like. I don't know if anybody if you ever tried to stop smoking before, but like you start to feel like behind your eyes. It's a really odd feeling. It's just like you don't feel like you're really all together anymore, right? So I'm in the mall and I'm just like, yo, like I'm blinking a whole lot. I'm just blinking. And my dad's like, yo, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. Like he's like, when the last time you smoked? I said it's been like probably like 2.5, 3 days. And he's oh, you're probably going through withdrawal symptoms. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, withdrawal. I'm like, withdrawal? What is it? Like, I'm not doing like meth or crack or nothing. What, like withdrawal? And he's like, yeah, you probably need to slow down your smoking because like, so now at this point, I'm deep in though. I'm already two years in smoking. 2 years in, and niggas talking about, oh yeah, you probably should just like, or you're probably a year and a half, but you should like probably just like slow down. But like by that point, like. I'm still under the assumption that like withdrawal, you don't withdraw from weed. Weed is everybody's like, because all you ever hear is, oh, weed is the safe drug. Yeah. Weed is the drug that everybody can do and you can still function. And and the rappers smoke weed and the basketball players smoke weed and the athletes and everybody smokes weed and everybody's chilling and everybody has money. But it's like, nah, man, that shit really is like, it really will fuck you up.
Nah,
it really will, low key, like.
Damn, it's like at what point did. Like, when you said that, it brought back the memory when... I think it's the same conversation with me and my dad when he was telling me, like, to, like, slow it down. I remember he literally was like, because he had, like, when he asked me how much I buy a day, I told him like the eighth, which was 3.5 grams. So he was like, that's a lot. And he literally sat there and was like, are you addicted? Like, I think you sound like you're addicted. Like, you either need to slow it down or stop, like, one or the other because you're addicted. And I think after that, I mean, it took me a while to grasp that and be like, yeah, I'm addicted. But, like, after he said that, I had to really sit and be like, dang, yeah, I'm addicted. And you don't think, like you could be addicted to that. And
right.
Honestly, I always say, like, I'm not even addicted to weed. I'm addicted to maybe the tobacco that I was smoking out of. But overall, I'm not going out to buy me a tobacco.
Right, you're not going there smoking cigars or anything. You're smoking cigarettes.
I'm buying weed. So, honestly, I was addicted. And it's like, dang. what makes me any better than an addict? Like,
Nothing. Realistically, you are an addict, and that's
because I smoke only weed. I'm not an addict.
like where I don't like. I still work. I still do this. I still, you know what I'm saying. I run a business. It's like no, my nigga. But you could definitely run your business better if you wasn't smacked all the time.
I know it got so bad, Joseph, and this is about to be like, dang, it's about to be terrible. But for me also, and looking back now, I'm like, dang. But before, it was like, I don't know, but I was so addicted that at one point it was like I was in between jobs and I was just depressed. I know what I wanted to do. Literally had no money. When I tell you, I'd go around my house looking for change. I'd like return bottles and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just to get $5.
That's
just
joking.
to get one bag, and then I'd stretch out of that bag. For like the whole day, I'd smoke a Nick bag for the whole day. Like
how the fuck?
It was
you could
so,
do that?
Yes, it was so bad. Or I'd either ask like someone to borrow some money.
Oh yeah.
Or like I'd go to where I used to siphon stuff, and I'd be like, yo, I got a bag y'all can match so that I have more weed to smoke.
Right.
It was so bad. It's like, why? That's what addicts do. They stand outside.
That's crackhead behavior, yo.
Like,
yeah.
Oh wow, it's just it's shameful. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly. Yo, trust me. I feel you. I remember my first crackhead experience because like that's what I call them. Every time I catch myself like fiending for weed, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on some crackhead shit. But like, listen, that first time it was called. I think I was back living with my mom, so I think it was probably like close to 2 years now. What you call it? So I woke up probably like 9 p.m. right now. I ain't had no money. I think it was like a day or two before payday, right? So I ain't had no money. I was kind of low on money, right? So I was doing what you was doing, right? I was going around and I was trying to just find anything I could find. I was looking for. I had a fucking coin jar. I still do the coin jar in the drawer right now, babe. Yes. That coin jar, I used to just go in there and cheat. And it got to the point where it was like it wasn't even just like just like quarters. I was cool with dimes. I was cool with like not pennies.
Nah, babe. Pennies are money.
Nah, they are, but by the time I get to pennies, I'm doing way too much. I'm doing way too much. But listen, you was doing way too much, my love. I'm sorry. But listen, yeah, it's like quarters, dimes. I might even throw in a couple of nickels. I'm not going in that bitch with 20 nickels. I can't. But like I go in there with like 5, 10. You know what I'm saying? Just to help me along. But what you call it? So I'm fucking going around the house and I'm looking for And like, but the thing is that like I'm not finding any change, and like if you were to see how like upset I was really getting, like, cause like it was getting to the point where like I was getting frustrated because I couldn't find any change, and then like I just felt, I was like, oh my god, I want to smoke so bad, so I'm like fucking starting to sweat, and I'm getting mad and I'm shaking and I'm anxious and I'm just like, yo, like, but at that moment I called myself, I was like, yo, what the fuck, why am I so mad right now? I didn't, like, real life, I had to talk to myself in third person. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, Joe, you are okay, nobody did nothing to you, what is the problem? And like that's probably the first time where I was ever just like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, that was real life scary. Like I didn't like that. Like I didn't like that feeling of like needing to do something, or like, or else I was gonna fucking die or something.
Facts.
Like
you need it.
That shit. Like I'm not with that. And it kind of brought me to the point where I am now, where I'm just like, yo, I'm probably better off without it.
Yes.
Like, cause we had actually slowed down smoking last month. Of course, you were there. We had slowed down smoking, and the couple of days where we had slowed down, like I did feel good. Like back when we were cutting back, I felt good. But then like it was always the same thing. It was always like you cut back and then you would just start more and more and more. So we would say like, oh, you're only gonna smoke once a day, and then there would be a morning you wake up and you're just like, damn, I kind of want to smoke. And he's like, you want to smoke? Yeah, I'm not gonna say no. And
I think
like
it's part of the weak mind, honestly.
Probably, yeah, most definitely. Cause listen, stress is a motherfucker. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, one thing that weed helps you not deal with is stress. You don't feel nothing really. Like it's like, you probably know when you smoke, like your mind is cleared. Like you have nothing. Like you can't even really like hold a thought really for more than like a couple minutes.
But honestly, so last night, it was like, so if you heard him earlier, he had announced that he's 2 days sober. Yeah. Not me. No. Last night, my mind was like, nah, bitch, we need this. And so after I smoked, I'm not high, but I got a little something going on. I was just sitting there like, I really didn't need to do that. Like, you are a weak-minded person that you needed, like, it was bad. And I was just like, I could have went so many different routes. And it's like, I need to, like, why do I feel like I need to smoke in order for my mind to be at ease, for me to talk or to do anything. Like, where did I lose that confidence in my mind that I need to depend on the weed to talk for
to clear your mind for you?
Because honestly, I don't even do that. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like, before I smoked, my mind was on 100, and it was like I didn't know where to go, what to say, or anything. When I smoked, my mind was on 0, but I knew, like, I wasn't gonna just say nothing and do nothing. I knew I had to say something, so I had to be like, okay, what we gonna do? How we gonna talk? What we gonna say? And it's like, did I need the weed to do that? I really didn't. I could have just slowed my mind down myself and just been like, all right, we're gonna have to get something done. So it'll get there, but yeah, that's damn.
It's probably just been how you've been dealing with stress for however long.
Yeah, honestly, because I don't know why. I thought that it was it's really not a stress reliever. And I like to say that, like,
It's not a stress reliever?
It's not. It's really not. Like,
let me hear that one.
It helps you with your stress, but it's not a stress reliever. It's just a temporary blocker, honestly. It's not like when you smoke weed, it doesn't solve your problem.
Not at all.
It doesn't.
It's a distraction.
You. Exactly.
Okay.
So it's like, it's not a stress reliever. It's not a helper. It's just a distraction. So it's not beneficial. And I like to tell, like, like the little kids that are starting to smoke now, because everybody and their mother is smoking, because everybody and their mother is going through stress and going through shit. So the answer is to smoke. But it's like, no, because then when you're not high, when you're not smoking, your problems are still there, and you still have to figure out what you do with them. So do you figure them out, or do you smoke again? And then that's when people become addicts, because they just choose.
Because you're like, I'd rather just smoke again than have to face this problem.
And honestly, when you think about it, there's a lot of people that be like, yeah, I smoked all my life and I'm fine. And it's like, well, you are quote unquote fine. It's like, are you really fine? Like, did you really fight all those demons that you've been fighting since you started smoking? Like, are you really fine? And it's like, I don't want to be that person that's been smoking all my life, running from my problems.
You'd rather just face them. Like, honestly, I'm at a point where I'd rather just face all of my personal demons, all the problems that I have on myself, and then maybe I'll come back after all of that. Like, even, I'm not sure at this point. I'm not sure if I ever would. I probably do want to smoke weed again, but it won't. I don't think I don't ever want to smoke like consistently every single day. Like, it maybe like not multiple times a day.
I feel like the problem is, and what people need to understand, what they need to come to the understanding about themselves is, are you smoking for the luxury and because you just want to, you know, like, if you have to really think about what weed does. So it makes you not care, it just makes you, some of them for some reason now are just having you stuck and just vibe in your own chill spot. So is that what you're trying to do, or are you trying to use the weed to run away from your problems and stuff? And it's like, it can't be both. It can only be one or the other.
I think the tough part is that most people don't even know that they're using it to cope.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for us, it was cool because we were self-aware to realize that, oh yeah, we just smoke when we start feeling overwhelmed. We start smoking whenever we feel really just any type of negative emotions, right? But a lot of people, they don't even know that shit. Like,
I mean, I didn't know that for a while. I just came to that realization, like, maybe last year. I've been smoking for 3.5 years, and I just came to that realization. So I feel like people won't know until they want to know. Because I'm not going to say no names, but someone else I know who smoked every single day for longer than me. I don't even know how long. But like, they finally sat down and said to themselves, like, yo, like, I realized that I've just been using weed to just escape from my problems. So my problems are still here. Like, it's doing nothing for me. And it's like,
just delaying them.
Yes, like, I'm glad you see that, because you're just running. You're not helping yourself.
That's it. And the thing is that you always hear about, like, the health benefits for weed, because that's what I always hung up on. I was like, yo, weed is good for you, Ma. What are you talking about? Like, it's good for your muscles. It's good for this. It's good. It helps you relieve stress, because they say weed does help you relieve stress, but weed should not be your stress reliever. I'm gonna say that one more time. They say weed can relieve stress, but weed should not be your stress reliever. Weed is not gonna be your anxiety pills. It's not. You don't want to replace anxiety pills with weed or anything like that. You need to find a real life, a real organic way to cope, like, within yourself, honestly, because at the end of the day, like, smoking is a very expensive habit to keep. It's a very expensive habit to keep. So if you want to keep paying $35 a day, $40 a day, you even going further, say if you want to buy a quarter, $70 a day, or half, $100 a day, you're just like, yo, I'm just blowing through all this money just so I can make it to the end of the day. That's terrible. That is a terrible feeling. That's a terrible way that you wanna live. Because I don't know. Listen, for me, weed made me actually more self-aware. I'm not gonna lie. Because for some reason, when I smoked, I started to feel bad about myself. After a while, after a while, I was just like, yo, like, I'm high right now, but it's like I don't fucking need to be high right now.
Right. What am I doing with
There's so many things that I want to do in this world. There's so many things I want to accomplish throughout the day, and I'm gonna sit up here and I'm going to eat and I'm going to sleep for fucking 6 hours right now before I have to do something, which is Grubhub and 9 times out of 10. So I'm gonna come in at fucking. I'm gonna come in from my block at 1 o'clock. We're gonna smoke at 1:30. We're gonna eat lunch at 2 o'clock, and then we're gonna take a nap pretty much from 2 to 5.
Yeah.
It's like yo, it's like you can't really be taking those big gaps in the middle of your day. That's the thing. That's the only thing that kept ringing in my head. Like I would come in here and I would go to sleep and I'd be ready to go to sleep and I'd be like, yo, like I really didn't waste it like fucking like probably like 20% of the day. Cause I was smacked, and it's like it's a bad feeling. And then it got to a point where I was in the car, and it made me paranoid. And I was like, "Yo, like, I felt like every car behind me was a cop." I'm like, "Yo, I'm like, this shit is fucking ridiculous." And like, it stopped being fun, honestly. And once it stopped being fun, then I was like, "All right, it's time to make a change."
I think like honestly, I think after like maybe the first year, weed stopped being fun for me.
Oh, really?
After that, it was just like I was just smoking because it's just what I did and how I got by.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, tolerance goes up.
Mm-hmm.
My shit was out the window because I was smoking a lot.
Shit was out the window.
Like, I just said I was smoking like an eighth a day, maybe even more.
Not maybe. Trust me, me too.
Like,
I feel you.
Damn.
Niggas don't know. Eighth is only like 3 spliffs. And I used to smoke backwards. It was really only like 2 spliffs.
I was smoking them game leaves and nasty. Like
I used to smoke game leaves too.
Autumn tobacco, like ew.
That, and I'm not gonna. The thing is that I'm glad you said that. I used to think that I had a tobacco addiction. That's what I thought it was. But then once I started going out with you and I started smoking papers at Fonto with you, I realized it's not so much tobacco because I don't even put that much Fonto in the stuff. Like I don't like coughing like that. I don't like that pulling it. You got that. I don't mind the punch. I don't like when it's hot. Like,
okay.
I hate when I feel hot in the back of my throat. I hate that shit. So I would start using less and less tobacco. Right. I used to fucking salt bathe the motherfucking tobacco on the spliff. Yeah, I had to learn because I was coming from backwoods, babe. I ain't know no better. I ain't know no better, man. I was coming from backwoods, so I was used to tobacco all the time. But then I was like, so I started to sprinkle it in there. I realized I'm like, it's not the tobacco because I can go honestly without this. After a while, I thought about just smoking joints. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't mind joints because joints is just straight. It's just straight weed. Yeah. It's straight weed, no tobacco. It's just only straight shit from the earth that you're smoking, right? Yeah. But like even then, it's like that's not it either. It's not it either because it's the same thing. It's just that you're doing it a little bit safer because you took away the tobacco portion of it, but you're still harming your body because you're still smoking 3 or 4 times a day, nigga.
I said the same thing. That's why I went from wraps and stuff to papers, since then I heard that papers and fountain was the better way. And then after that, it was like I heard like using bongs and bowls. I was like trying to look into that. It's like either way, I'm gonna smoke this shit. Either way, I'm gonna get high.
Right.
It doesn't matter how.
It doesn't matter the method
at all. So I was just like, we're just gonna stick to what we're doing, which was papers and fountain. So I felt like out of every other method, besides bong and bowl, because I was never a fan of those, but like with wraps and stuff, papers and fountain was also my favorite. Like it's less harsh. I feel like it's easier. You
can use less weed.
Yeah, and it's like you don't gotta worry about whether the wrap is good or not from the store. Like, it was just a better option. You get like a mad frontal for like $1. Like, this is worth my money.
This is cost effective.
Beautiful. So it was like, yes, I like this.
Nah, listen, you just took me back with the fucking having to pray you get a good wrap from the store. Ooh, my God.
Listen, and then they started raising the backwood prices, and niggas was just like,
yo, niggas don't know. Listen, non-smokers don't know the pain of going to the store and spending $10, $11 on a pack of backwoods. You can only smoke like 2 or 3. you are like, yo, my nigga, I should go back and smack the shit out the Ock right now because he played me. Like, he probably didn't even know, but you feel like that nigga played you.
Listen, I'm gonna say a little secret. They know, cause every time I would go to the store, so I always went to the Ockies. It'd be different stores. Yes,
Yep.
They would have to feel it, and then sometimes, like if I go to a store that I always go into and they know me, they'd be like, I tell them I want a pack, and they'd go through the packs and feel them. They're like, here, this one's good. And I'm like, alright. They be knowing if they want to give you their stale pack, and that pack been sitting there for 2 weeks, they gonna give you that stale pack.
Listen,
and then you go back. Cause one time I went back and I'm like, nah, this shit is stale. Like I only got like 1 or 2 from this 5-pack. And it's like, you gotta go the backwards and that's that.
Oh, you fucking bitch!
You sold this to me.
I got this.
You had this in your store for 2 weeks.
I got this from your establishment. They didn't send you this shit stale.
Exactly. Because if they did trust me, I'd call them. But
nah, niggas, I would call. It'd be a riot.
It's like, why are you in the store arguing with the Ock over a backwood? That's pretty crackhead stuff.
Nah, it is.
Wow.
But in the moment that you're not even thinking about it though. I'm not gonna lie, it got to a point, babe, where even I got on game with the thing. So I be like, so I go to the gas station, I'm like, yo, let me get a pack of backwoods, right? And there you go. You turn around, you give it to me, I feel it. I be like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I be like, this ain't the one. Give me another one. You go to the store, give me another one. All right. Let me get another one, cause the thing for me is that they had to all be soft. If they wasn't all soft, I didn't want them.
You want your money's worth.
Exactly. I'm spending 10, and even the worst part is before I used to buy the backwoods pack, I used to buy the backwoods singles. Yeah. Nigga, that's like playing Russian roulette with like 3 bullets in the chamber. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, babe. Niggas, because you're just in this bitch. You like, cause like if you don't know what a good backwoods feels like, you're just gonna buy it in this fucking stiff ass packaging. Yeah. You're gonna assume that you're good to go, and then you're gonna. And the worst part for me is that, so I would buy the wrap before I started checking them, right? I would buy the wrap, right? Because I live right next to the gas station, so I would buy the wrap. Then I would go to the spot, which was in the city. I go to the spot, and then I would go all the way back home, right? Because I lived in the town of Newburgh. It's probably like a 25-minute job, honestly, right? Every single time. Every single time. All hours of the night, right? So what you call it? So it's the worst feeling in the world is that you would go, you get your wrap, get your weed, go back to the house. I couldn't smoke inside the house, so I was inside my car. It would be the wintertime, babe. It would be cold as fuck sometimes. Like and then the worst feeling is that, so you go, you break up your weed. You know what I'm saying? You put it to the side.
Wait up first.
Huh?
That's the part where you got it.
You put it to the side, right? And then you go and you open up your backwood. Open it up. And yo, the shit that would kill me is that when you would open it and you would know that it was cracked because you would pull it out and the shit would fall back into the bag. I was like, yo, no, I'm not gonna lie, shit like that, real life made me cry. Like,
oh no,
like not really cry, but it made me like, I was like, yo.
No, listen, I cried.
I just wasted so much time and effort, and I still can't do what I want to do. Like, it was so frustrating. And thinking about it now, I'm like, yo, nigga, that is some real crackhead behavior. You was really out here about to go back and beat the Ock up just because you couldn't smoke. When
I had them still backwoods, nigga said, first of all, if they had the holes, that's when it made me cry.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you can't be saved at all.
Yeah, at all.
Like, oh my God. That's when I learned about papers, I would still smoke like games and stuff before I did papers and sponsor, but I do like the backwood or the game leaf with the paper on top. Nigga said, damn, that's mad tobacco.
Yep.
Well,
you gotta keep my shit over
if my shit was stale, and this is where it was like, and I can taste it right now in my mouth. Ew. You'd have to just put that whole backwood leaf in your mouth. You never did that? Like, it'll make, so if your backwood is stale.
Oh, you had to make it moist.
Yeah,
nah, yeah.
It came to a point where I wasn't even doing that. I would like run it under the sink with some water and then pat it dry. But it was like, if I'm out or like in the car and I don't got the water in sight, I literally take my tongue, slobber all on that, let it dry a little bit, and now I got a wrap. Yeah. And now I'm sitting back like, that is disgusting.
I do feel you though.
Tobacco behind my teeth or wherever they put it.
Yeah, you might as well
just
do the chewing shit. Or nah, what you got? Dang, what was I about to say? I never used to like lick it though. I didn't lick the whole wrap. I used to go. Cause I used to just go, cause listen, all it needed was moisture.
Okay.
It needed moisture. It didn't need water. It just needed moisture. So put my hot ass breath on it. So after a while, so you would hold it right, and it would be mad stiff, and then you, and after a while, it would start to get loose. So that's when you knew you could wrap. So you knew you could wrap it. But yeah, I never used to be like.
Do you see the the stoner antics.
Yes,
Like, this is ridiculous.
nigga. Like there was a real life science behind it. Like
and you had to learn it as you went. There was no guide that would be like, this is what you do.
Yes.
You figure it out.
Yeah, listen, I learned from Sipes. I learned from fucking.
Yes.
I would buy weed and I would buy weed. I go to smoke with other people and I pull out my rap. My shit be mad still. I'm like, damn, everybody else got a rap. Nigga said no. Nigga said, yo,
Yes.
nigga, you said you better just heat that bitch up. I said, heat that bitch up. They said,
Yes.
I said, oh, and I saw them do it. I said, oh, this nigga, are you a scientist, nigga?
Oh, listen, I remember one time when I was in the safe, we had no more bud. Niggas was sick, and it was like maybe 4 heads, and sometimes it just be me that was bringing in the bud.
Oh, hell.
Sometimes they matched, sometimes they didn't. So it was a lot. It was like, damn. But I remember one time, it was like we wasn't high enough. It was like we didn't smoke that much. Nobody got no money. We didn't like go get more weed. First of all, before I even say what I'm about to say, you know it's down bad when you go to the spot and ask them niggas for credit.
Oh.
Why the fuck? Like, that is terrible. I've done that so many times.
What?
Like, but I'm the person where, like, I'm gonna pay you back.
Uh-huh.
But there's times, like, I sat in my head, like, I just want to go and finesse and get me some free shit and never pay y'all back. Like, I don't care. But, nah, for the most part, I go back and pay them. I don't ask for, like, $5, $10, but that's when you know it's bad. When you ask for credit. What the fuck?
I think it's at the drug spot.
But, like, I remember one time, niggas rolled up the roaches, and my mind was blown. I was like, what? But it wasn't even like, people do it, I do it different ways. People apparently do it different ways. So right now, when I'm rolling, or currently, if I was to roll some roaches, I'd, like, break them apart. Now, these niggas lined them up.
That's so much paper.
Like,
or
so much
that's
paper.
so much paper.
So much paper. Especially if you rolled your spliff in a paper
in a woods.
In a wood, or if we were smoking just papers, 2 papers, like, it was so much paper,
right.
so much tobacco too. It was like, holy
There's
shit.
a lot going on.
But listen, it worked, and my little crackhead mind was like, oh, I like these. Save all my clips going forward. Like, it would be so bad that I'm in the car smoking with somebody, siphon. Oh my gosh, one time I was smoking with I'm not even gonna say the name, but I was smoking in the car. We was siphon. This girl gonna throw my freaking roach. It wasn't even that small. I think it stopped pulling after a while because people be just making out with
slobbering the shit.
So now that the end is closed, now we can't get no pull from this. So it was done pretty much. But like I said, I'm saving my roaches. She threw it out the window. I went crazy. I said, why would you throw that out the window? That was my spliff. That was my roach. I was gonna save that. I saved those. She was like, oh, I didn't know. And it's like,
bitch,
that's a lot of weed. You just threw out mad weed out the window. What's common sense? It's like, it's not common sense
though.
because it's not that big of a deal.
It's not.
Nobody's saving their little buds of cigarettes to be like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke this later. Like,
that would be fucking disgusting. Yo.
Because then if you think about it, if you're a smoker, or if you're not a smoker, and if you never like experienced a roach. Them shits are nasty. Like, they are wet inside. They stain. Like, they make your fingers black. Yeah, like, them things is nasty. So the effort you have to put to smoke them and go through that.
It's already smoked and burnt weed. Like, that's what it is. Like,
but that's why the punch be extra high.
Nah, it's a fact, because I feel like that shit is potent. Like, that is like that is straight weed and then remnants of tobacco. I'd even put Fonto back if I would have rolled clips.
I was about to say, I knew that I was dealing with other crackheads when them niggas was putting Fonto in
the clips.
Their clip L's. And
nah,
it's like, well, how much
there's already
tobacco
Fonto in there, my dog. You don't even need to do that right now.
Niggas was cutting. Then when they started cutting them up, they was cutting up like everything with it, and it's like, so you gonna have papers backwards wrapped around paper. That's a lot. Like,
I remember the first time I ever saw you line up the clips. I was like, what the fuck?
It worked though,
it did. And the thing, it just blew my mind because, like, you light it and, like, all the paper lights at the same time. So usually when you light a spliff, you have like a little, you see like the little black smoke, and so you know that it's starting right. No, not this shit. This shit would be woof. Like, because it's just paper on paper burning, and then you get to the weed. Like, that shit was crazy.
You gotta let it burn a little bit first.
Nah, that's a fact. Man, listen, the crackhead antics really knew no bounds. And what did he even know? Nigga, see, I didn't even know I was a crackhead. Nobody told me.
I like to, like, sometimes when I, like, sit and think how, like, weed, like, how we can sit and realize that weed is not the best, like, it's not the holy grail. I've been wanting to advocate. Yeah, that's the word. I've been wanting to advocate that and, like, let people know, like, while you think this is a fix right now, it's really not better.
It's not your cure.
At all.
It's not your cure. It's just, weed is not going to be your secret serum. It's not going to be the thing that makes you okay to live life every day.
But who wants to hear that? Because I didn't want to hear that.
No, of course. And I, the thing is that I want to say, like, it's up to the person that comes to that realization. But the sad part is that some people just will never come to the realization. They just will never ever see the negative side of weed, or they'll never even become self-aware enough to the point where they want to actually face the thing that they've been running from this whole time. You know, like, listen, I realized what I was running from. Like, I was running from, I'm running from failure. That's what I'm running from. Like, I'm really scared to fail, and I really wish I wasn't. Like, all the stuff that I do, like, I think that's probably why I do so many things, like, so many different avenues, because, like, I'm like, all right, I can't, there's no way I'm gonna fucking fail in all of them. There's just no fucking way. It's impossible that I fail in every single thing that I try. But listen, so but like you said, but like we were saying earlier, weed gives you that, what you call it? It gives you that fuck it, like, whatever, let's do it type shit. Yeah. So like it kept me going, but after a while it was like the quality of the work that you're trying to do takes a hit, because it becomes less about what you're trying to do and just more about when can I get to my next hit, like when can I get to the next spliff. Because like when we would smoke before recordings and stuff, like, I don't know, before we would smoke before the recordings, I would be like on 10. Like, I'd be like, yo, let's hurry up, let's set this shit up. It's just gotta look right. Let's set it up, da 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 da. And then like I was smoking, I'd be like, all right, well, fuck it, guys, let's just get into it. Let's just press record and let's do it. And I'm looking at, and the work suffered because of that. Honestly, like, there was less creativity in it. It was just more like, all right, let's hurry up and finish this video so I can get to the end so we could roll up again.
It's all a mind thing, honestly. You're in your mind like, I can't do nothing until I'm high, so you won't do nothing until you're high. At all. And then when you're high, you don't want to do nothing.
Which is, it's like, nigga, what?
It's dominoes. It goes downhill either way. When you start, it's never ending downhill.
Right.
Just spiral. Listen, I don't know what happened to the weed. I don't know what these niggas are doing. First of all, once they started making weed legal, I noticed like a shit load of cookies.
Yeah, niggas, everybody got cookies.
Everybody
got cookies.
And it's like, I don't want to just smoke no cookies. And now it's like everything is just them body highs where you just stuck. Yeah, right.
Or the worst part is that some of them give you that clouded mind high, where you just feel like there's something in your head just swirling around and you just can't get your thoughts in order. It's like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
That was me the other day. Niggas went to the gas station to put gas in so that they can like start working. I'm high. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to just work. First of all, I knew I was high. I don't know why or how I got that high, because weed has not been doing that for me, but something didn't. Or maybe it was just the type of weed that had me high, stupid like that. But I kid you not, I was talking to myself the whole way to the gas station, like, yeah, we're gonna get this gas, then we're gonna get to work. I get to the gas station and I forget the one thing I've like told myself since we found out to not do. And the one thing was to make sure you take the keys out the car. I got to the gas station, I'm still just cheery, high, acting stupid in my head, getting ready to go to work. I get out, I close the door, and I'm about to go put the card in to pay, and I hear click, and I'm like, no. And I was so mad at myself. I'm like, just because I'm freaking high, like I did not remember, because I did remember, like I gotta take the keys with me.
Right.
I was just like, yeah, this weed just fucked me. I was blaming the weed, even though I blame myself, but
but listen, it's half you, but it is half the weed though. Yeah, like, it is half the weed though, because you know that in your right state of mind, you know, like, yo, I have to bring the keys with me every time I get out the car. You just know that, like, ever since we got the car,
exactly.
Ever since we got the car, that was the one thing they told us, yo, just don't leave the keys in the car, and we knew that.
Exactly. And I knew that, especially when I got in the car.
Yeah, but here he is. You smoked and you're not in your right state of mind, and I fucking left the keys in the shit.
Panicked. Like, it was just bad.
Yeah, I might say, and then the worst part is that when you fuck up when you smack, then you start to panic, because now your euphoria that had you all on cloud nine chilling and shit, now that shit just flipped, and now you're basically in hell.
Yes.
You're in hell and your mind's going a mile a minute. And you're just like, oh shit, like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Because I'm smacked. Like, it's
and
crazy.
Nobody be thinking about that. Like, when you smoke and then like you can be chill and good thoughts or whatever, but then once your mind is like, yeah, we're not here no more, we're going down to the dumps,
you're down there,
and you're down there, and then people are like, well, maybe this is really how I feel, or things like that, and it's like, no, it's just your mind being traumatized by the weed about how you feel. Don't mean you really need to be down in the dumps.
No, you really don't.
Like,
listen, It's probably just part of the self-awareness too.
Yeah.
When you smoke,
A lot of people don't have that.
I feel like they do though. I feel like maybe they do and they just run away from it.
That means you don't. Honestly, that means you're not aware of it, so you're running from it.
Well, I'm thinking more so in the sense of like something's in your head, right? Like you know something is bad for you in your head,
Yeah.
but you're just not acting on it. Which is realistically what.
But that's what I'm saying. I didn't come to that realization for a while. Like I said, I was smoking for a minute, and it took me to. I don't even know. Like, there's been plenty of times where I wanted to quit, but it was for the fact. It wasn't because like, oh, I know this is bad for me. It was because either I needed a job.
It was some other shit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Nigga said the weed never made you really quit.
No.
It was always some other force.
Yes, and it wasn't like me coming to my.
Your senses.
Yeah, like,
I got you.
Yeah, it's the weed fucking me up.
Right.
So I feel like people won't know that until they're ready. So.
Listen, man. For anybody who still smokes today, if you were thinking about quitting, listen. Depending on it doesn't matter really how long you've been smoking. Honestly, just if you were thinking about quitting, then stop for 30 days and see how you feel. That's what I read. I read that if you're thinking about quitting, you should stop for at least 30 days and then reassess the situation. Because right now you're thinking in the mindset of somebody who smokes daily. But once you get to day 30 and you're like, I haven't smoked in a month, you're able to think about it like, do I really want to smoke again? Do I really need it? Like I'm like, it's been 30 days and I'm still alive. You know what I'm saying?
I think the longest I went was in December. I stopped smoking for like 2 weeks. I think that's the longest I went, and I was able to sit down and be like, because before that, I was like, nah, I need to smoke before I eat. I need to smoke before I sleep. Everything. And when I stopped for 2 weeks, it was like, granted, I stopped for a reason. That's what the bad part. But it was like, I don't need this. Like, I didn't feel like I was going through like crazy withdrawals. I still was eating mad much. I was still sleeping, so it was like, do I really need this?
Exactly. You realize after a while, you're like, damn, I can't actually fall asleep without smoking.
I'm spending my money for what?
Yeah, I can eat without smoking. Like, and the thing for me is, it got to a point where I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I used to do all this shit before I started smoking.
Yes.
Like that's the part that really got me big, because I'll be like, yo, I was thinking about it like real hard. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, before. Take me back 4 years, not 3. Take me back 4 years before I even started smoking. What the fuck was I doing? And I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I was doing everything that I wanted to do.
Yes.
Everything that I wanted to. Granted, I was fucking stuck by my age because I wasn't grown 4 years ago. But like, like, I was doing everything. Like, I was doing it. Like, I was focused. I was still eating. I was still sleeping. Like, everything was chill. And then for some reason, here I am 4 years later, and I think that I can't eat and can't sleep without weed. When I went 18 years before I touched my first spliff. Like, nah, man, that's crazy to me.
It's a little scary too to think about it. Like,
it is.
Where did I just get so dependent?
Right, where shit you didn't even see it coming. Like, there was no warning sign, there was no like feeling before. You just like, before you know it, it's been 3 years and you're in it. You're like, what the fuck?
And you don't know where to go, how to get out.
Exactly.
Or at least until you want to know.
Yeah, man. So listen, like I was saying, if anybody is thinking about smoking, take 30 days off and reassess your situation. You know, because if you have the thought to quit, you probably should quit, because you're starting to realize that it's not for you. It's not what you want to do anymore. It doesn't mean you have to quit smoking forever. It just means that for the time being, you got to get your mind back in its organic state.
Yes.
Honestly, that's what it is. You want to just kind of learn. You kind of just want to learn how to function with your normal brain and your normal emotions again. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
I also like we're not like doing this like to bash weed.
Not at all.
Like,
I still like weed.
Yeah, and it's a possibility that we'll be able to smoke again.
Right?
Yeah, maybe even like next week. Not
next week, next
like,
month, but I feel you.
As long as you have your yourself together and you like your mind right, and you understand what you're trying to do, and you won't let the weed affect you. It's just you just smoking. That is okay.
Right. Look,
I think a lot of it has to do with like we've been saying the whole episode. It just has to do with yourself and understanding what you want to do and how you want to go about things. For me, it was like, it might not be like that for everybody, but for me, once you find like your sources of like comfort, you won't really need the weed anymore, and you'll get to see that. Like, once I was able to be like, I'm okay with myself, and I go through this, I go through that, I mess up, this happens, and life is life. And when you're able to, I think it also has to do with like, oh man, I don't know, like, I don't want to say everybody that smokes is depressed, but for the most
more or
part,
less, yeah.
Yeah,
They're depressed. They're going through something.
And then like following with that, I don't like. I'm not condoning like pills and like things like that. Like just it's all in your head.
Yes.
So just figure that out. If that's you getting in tune with a higher power, do that. If that's you getting in tune with like a purpose within yourself and what you want to do, find that, figure that out. That's really all you have to do.
Honestly, once you find your purpose, you realize that, damn, I don't even need to smoke because I'm spending more time smoking than I am working on my actual purpose.
Literally.
And listen, Bree actually hit it right on the head. Once you find something that'll comfort you outside of weed, you realize that you don't even want this shit no more. Because listen, as head as this is about to sound, Bree is my comfort, right? Bree is the one who she can rub me and I will just chill the fuck out, right? So it got to a point where like I didn't want to smoke all the time because like if all I have to do was just fucking lay down in our bed and then just rub Bree for a little while and then I'll just start to come down. It's like, do I need to spend $35 a day on that? Absolutely not.
It's free 99.
It's free 99. I can do it fucking a million times a day, and there's all good. That's all I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful trade off. But listen, definitely trying to find your comfort. Try to find a new comfort. You know.
It'll be hard.
It will be hard.
It'll take a while.
But listen, be open minded too.
You'll probably like fight with the weed. Like you'll quit for a day, go back. For 2 days, go back.
If you're an addict, you're gonna relapse. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
You're okay. So I've heard this and it kind of blew my mind. You're only an addict if you relapse.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes, because clearly you're addicted and you need to go
Yes,
back.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you had to relapse to be an addict.
Yeah,
I
that makes sense.
thought that if you just did anything for
That's what my dad told me. Like, if you cannot quit, you are an addict.
you're an addict.
And it was like, I had to sit there and be like, I can quit. And it's like, no, I can't.
so I really can't.
Because he's telling me right now to quit and he's calling me an addict. And to prove him wrong would have just been to stop.
To stop,
Like,
right?
look,
Like
but
I ain't
couldn't
smoking
do
3
that.
weeks, nigga.
So yes, it's a thing. And honestly, if you're smoking every day and you smoke for a while, you are an addict.
Nah, you are.
Because you're not using the weed for the luxury. You're not
Right.
using the weed here, and like you're an addict.
If you're using it,
And that's okay. We're not like, no one's judging. That is okay.
I must say this is coming from two addicts, pretty much. We're trying to get out of it.
And when people like, and then it's like, damn, because then you think of addicts, you think of crackheads and stuff. It's like,
But no, yeah, you don't have to be.
it's okay.
That's where I was at too, man. I thought to be
Yes.
an addict, you had to be like on the.
I got offended
You had to
every
be,
time.
yeah, like I thought you had to be scratching. I'm like, nigga, I still have a job. I still got money. Like I got a car. Fuck is you talking about?
Ain't
Who's an
no
addict? Like I'm the best addict out here,
Ain't on the
bitch.
street.
Right, but
It
not.
is.
But you think about it, it's like, yo, real life is an addiction.
It is.
It really, really is.
Once you get over it and you are ahead of it, you'll be good.
All right, listen, we're getting close to an hour.
Listen, that's what I like to see. This is some good content.
Listen, I feel like you want any more drugs you want to touch on? You want to leave it at that? God, had this be the weed episode.
Yeah, only because weed is its own thing in itself.
It is.
And I'm not doing any other drugs.
Yeah,
I
listen.
don't know
If
about it.
me and Bree ever get addicted to coke, if me and Bree ever get addicted to cocaine or crack anything, we'll come back and we'll do a cocaine and crack episode.
I don't know how effective that episode will be.
Hopefully we are recovered addicts by then.
Okay.
You know, so we could talk about our experience. Like, yeah, I remember the first time I ever sucked dick for some crack, and that'll be the episode right there.
Speaking of that, like, not sucking dick for crack, but if also, like, clearly you like weed, you smoke weed, or you're thinking about it if you're listening to this, but if any time in your life or point of smoking, if you ever said, like, damn, I'm losing my train of thought.
It's okay.
Wait, I had a good thought. Damn it. Oh, man, what did you just say? Suck dick for some crack.
Dick for crack.
Oh, if you were like, I lost it.
Aww.
It was such a good comment.
Well, listen, if it comes back,
It had to do with like being like, I think, addicted to it. I forgot your comment before that.
if we ever start smoking crack and we'll come back and do the crack episode, and I'll be like, oh yeah, the first time I ever sucked dick for some crack. I don't know where your point came from out of that, but
It had to do with weed and being addicted to weed. And oh, there it is.
there it is.
If there's ever a point where you're sitting down, you're like, yo, this weed is not enough and I need more, you have a problem.
Yes.
And don't listen to that thought.
Don't.
Don't try to explore. Like, there was a point where we were not more as in like crack and coke and fentanyl and shit. But like there's a time we was just sitting here like, yeah, we should try some harder shit, like some shrooms or and those are psychedelics, right? And they're not like like crack.
Yeah, I'm not saying it ain't gonna ruin you necessarily.
I came to the point where it's like I'm gonna let all those things. If they're meant for me, they'll find me and they'll get there. So it's like, don't force it. You are an addict. You are a fiend. If you're like, oh, the weed's not doing it for me, let me do this. Let me do that. Let me add weed with alcohol. That's addiction.
That's an addiction. Yeah, that's a bad one.
Let me smoke and then like I don't know. If it's not just you just smoking weed for recreational reasons, you're an addict.
Niggas, hold on, bro. I can't smoke before I drive.
Ooh.
I gotta smoke before I get in the car. Niggas say
I like to smoke with a mask on my face to get that high.
oh nah, you sir are a monster. That's what you are.
A monster?
You're a monster.
You are suffocating yourself.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I find those masks so like that's OD. Listen.
wanted to fight with
At
that.
what point? That's a question you have to ask yourself. At what point am I doing too much? If I have to take a mask and put it over my face and then inhale the whole mask, my nigga, I'm doing too much. I'm doing way. Nigga, I'm getting smoke in my eyes. It's going up my nose.
I never even seen like the reason to do that. Like I never looked at that and was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get dumb smacked.
Yeah,
that.
like
it looks unsafe.
it
like,
looks
I would die.
scary.
Someone with asthma, I would not. My lungs would just collapse.
Listen, maybe it's just my fear of mask. I don't like masks.
Maybe.
Masks are scary as hell, but
listen, babe, that's some weirdo shit.
yeah,
That's some
stoner shit.
Is it?
Yes.
I think it's
no.
just
That's like
obsessive.
top line stoner shit. Those are like the niggas, the stoners that you see on TV. That's them.
Honestly, I feel like this is the unrealistic shits. Like that Harold and Kumar shit. Who is actually smoking like that to still be in college like that to just listen, all that shit you see on TV is just TV. If you start smoking, if you are smoking, and you call yourself a stoner, you smoke every day, I'm not addicted.
I'm a stoner.
You have a problem, and it is okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to call somebody, call a hotline, but
just become aware of it.
talk to yourself.
Become aware of
Get
it.
into it yourself.
Become aware of it. Even if you're aware of it, you don't have to quit necessarily the same day. But just become aware that like yo.
And then you'll quit eventually.
Yeah, eventually the thought will get into your head and you'll be all right.
Come to your senses.
All right, babe. Listen, we didn't hit the hour mark.
101.
Listen, I don't think this is a pretty good first episode. I can't lie, of a podcast with no title.
This is our podcast.
The hour podcast. But listen, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I didn't see any closing marks I want to make. Just be self-aware with your life, man. Be self-aware with everything that you put into your body. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, nobody's can take care of yourself better than you can. So put yourself first.
Period.
Any closing remarks, my love?
No. I was gonna say, listen, that just say no shit.
Fuck Ronald Reagan, pussy ass nigga.
But literally, just tell yourself like you're okay and you're gonna be okay, and just like you said, self-awareness, and you'll be all right. You gonna get through it. We humans, we not perfect, but
Right.
you'll
Amen.
find your way. That's
All right.
all I'm saying.
Give me a kiss, sexy. We out of here. All right. One more time.
Okay.
All right, we out of here, man.